Janmaishwarya Shuta Shribhi
Janmaishwarya Shuta Shribhi
Idhamana Madha Puman
Yedamana Madhapuman
Naiva Haryati Abhi Dhatum Vai
Naivarhati Abhidhatum Vai
Tvam Akinchana Gocharam.
Tvam Nakinchana Gocharam.
Someone please recite.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Janmaishwarya Shuta Shribir
Janmaishwarya Shuta Shribhi
Edamana Mada Puman
Edhamana
Madhapuman
Naivarhati Abhidhatum Vai
Naivarhati Abhidhatum Vai
Tvam Akinchana Gocharam.
Tvam Akinchana Gocharam.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. Someone else, please.
Janma Aishwarya Sruta Sirbhir
Janmaishwarya Shruta Shribhi
Idhamana Madha Puman
Idhamana
Madhapuman
Naivarhatya Abhidhyatum
Naivarhati Abhidhatum Vai
Tvam Akinchana Gocharam.
Tvam Akinchana Gocharam.
Hare Krishna.
Right. Someone read the translation.
My lord, your lordship can easily be. Please, somebody go ahead.
No, Mataji, please go ahead, Mataji.
Easily be approached, but only by those who are materially exhausted. One who is on the path of material progress, trying to improve himself with respectable parentage, great opulence, high education, and bodily beauty, cannot approach you with sincere feeling.
Thank you, Mataji. Yeah. So at this point, we are reading Queen Kunti's prayers. So this is a prayer of this verse is recited by Queen Kunti to Krishna. She says that anyone who is materially puffed up or has pride, mada, about its beauty or education or high birth in aristocratic family or wealth, then such people cannot sincerely call out to Krishna. So for them, the sincerity, the feelings from the heart will not come so easily because they have this pride. They have this pride. So that is an obstacle actually. So this is actually anartha. Anartha means unwanted desires. Artha means desire. Anartha means unwanted desires. So who want to progress materially, advance materially, they cannot, for them devotional service becomes a little difficult because their energy is focused somewhere else. And they chase after temporary desires, not knowing what is eternal and what is temporary. So they're in illusion. Basically, they're in illusion. So such devotees is very difficult for them to, such people is very difficult for them to take up devotional service, and also they cannot call out to the Lord with feelings because the ahankara is very strong in them. The ahankara is very strong. So Prabhupada is saying the same thing. So they're intoxicated by all these things, so they cannot call out Lord's name feelingly. So it is said in Shastras that even if you call Lord's name with feelingly, with bhava, all your sins will be destroyed. But Prabhupada highlights that quality is also required. The quality is very important when you call out the Lord, because that actually penetrates through your coverings of your material coverings and touches the heart. So when we call out with the feeling, it will destroy all the, it penetrates to the coverings and touches the lotus feet of the Lord, and through that there's a reciprocation. So it's very important that quality is, we should focus on quality. Initially, like when a devotee practitioner starts his devotional service, he has to focus on quality, and quantity should be given second. It should be secondary, but primary quality is should be the primary, because when then there is quality, the quantity will automatically increase. So we don't need to worry about the quantity. With the quality, we get the taste. Then we want to chant more. We want to call out Lord very sincerely. So the quantity increases. But the people who are puffed up, or even practitioners, because of their devotional, in their path of devotional service, if they become puffed up due to something, for them the devotional service, the chanting of the holy name will be a drag. So they should introspect, why the chanting of the holy name is becoming a drag. See that what kind of anarthas have been are popping out or lurking in the heart, and they have to take responsibility for them. So anarthas is nothing. It's not like you pray and you chant and they get washed away. We have to like take responsibility. So when we chant, we take responsibility for the anarthas. Okay, this unwanted desire, why it is creeping. Usually unwanted desire is nothing but it's a symptom of a deeper need. So we have to address that. So we have to use intelligence, and we have to address what is the deeper need that is causing me this anartha. This, so we have to identify that and resolve that need. Then we can move on. So that is important, and that comes by reading scriptures regularly, and also associating with learned scholars or devotees. So that is very important. And when we chant with quality, the sins get destroyed. And it is said, scriptures, that if we chant once Krishna with quality, with feelings, there is no amount of sin that a person can commit. Everything will be destroyed. But quality is very important. Okay. And so here having high, if you think in a different way, having high birth or wealth or beauty and education, they are hindrance as long as a person thinks that he owns them. They belong to them. If he thinks like that, due to ahankara, if he thinks that I own this, it is mine, then they cause obstacles. But devotees, there are devotees, we have examples in history who are wealthy, who are powerful, who are born in aristocratic families, who are learned, but they are pure devotees. So the difference is that their consciousness, their thought process is that they all belong to Krishna. Everything belongs to Krishna. Like, for example, like when Bhaktivinoda Thakur is in our Gaudiya Sampradaya line, he is a highly educated and he is a magistrate. So he was a very powerful person. But he's so humble in front of devotees and the Lord, because he realized that everything belongs to Krishna. So having those things are not obstacle, but thinking that they are mine and I earned it, having that ahankara is an obstacle. So that we need to be very careful of. And usually if Krishna is merciful on a devotee, and if devotee have such obstacles, he will remove them actually. If wealth is causing an obstacle to a devotee, actually he removes the wealth. He removes the beauty and power and high education, whatever is an obstacle. So it's a mercy. But if a devotee doesn't take it an obstacle, then Krishna will not bother with those things. He will let them be there, because he will use them in Krishna's service anyways. So here, basically the point is the consciousness of a practitioner is important. Like when you have something, how you can use it in Krishna's service, and not claim that it is, it is yours. Not your. I'm not the proprietor. It's Krishna is a proprietor. How can I use it? So that the consciousness should be there. So that constant practice should be there, that everything belongs to Krishna, and everything is loaned. It's loan. Even our body is on loan actually, because Krishna is a master of all the energy, spiritual energy and material energy. And our body is made up of material energy, and everything is coming from him. So we have just taken on a loan, and we gave it back to Krishna, at the time of death. So we should never think that even our body is ours. What to speak of our the extension of body, which is home and family and community. So if a devotee has that consciousness, he's fine. There won't be any obstacles. But if a devotee becomes proud of such things, then Krishna will help that devotee, in positive or negative way, to help him. But for non-devotees who are puffed up with all these things, and who are very much focused on material advancement, they will never take up to devotional service, because they will never approach pure devotees, or they will never give oral reception to what devotees are saying, because they are puffed up, because of the temporary things. I have this much wealth. I don't need to hear from anyone. Everything belongs to me. I'm the most powerful one. So when they get puffed up, or their pride, then they won't respect devotees properly. And we don't respect devotees properly, you won't hear from them properly. And when you don't hear from them properly, then it is your loss, means that person's loss. So because whatever is having is temporary, everything will be taken away. And if he hears from pure devotees, it will be Shreyas, for his eternal benefit. It will give a, so he can understand what is his position. He can come out of this material entanglement. And Prabhupada gives an example, like just like a fever, and body, we get fevered. So just like that, soul having this material conditioning, being puffed up, and all these things is like it's a fever to the soul. Having body is a fever to the soul, and fever, it's like you can compare, so soul and the body is like a fever in the same way, just like body has its own fever. So these whatever external attachments we have, everything is like a fever. We think that they all give us comfort and everything, but it's a fever. And it goes down only by taking shelter of pure devotees of Krishna. So, and if such people don't rectify, then they are subjected to the loss of karma, and they go down further into illusion. And for them, there is no future unless they take shelter of pure devotees at some point, because eventually they get materially exhausted. Even if they earn unlimited wealth, it won't satisfy them, and they have to inquire about transcendental things, because I have achieved everything, but still I'm not satisfied. So then such people become fortunate, then they approach Lord and his devotees, but that could be like after millions and billions of births. It's like too late. Why we want to delay it? even 1 year is a long time. What to speak of 1 million births. So it is very rare opportunity, and thankfully we are all here at the shelter of Prabhupada's lotus feet, and we are hearing from him. So that is our great fortune. We have to make use of this, our fortune, and we have to catch hold of it and move forward. So, and also we have to share this knowledge with other people who are receptive, because everybody is trying to look for happiness, but they're looking at the wrong place. Some people are looking in higher education. Some people are looking in beauty, satisfaction and happiness. Some people are looking in wealth. Some people are looking in aristocratic families, their lineage. But because of their mada and of pride, they're thinking that it's permanent, but it is completely, they all will be taken away. It's just temporary. So hopefully we pray that everyone will get down this fever of mada and accept devotional service. And usually that is the only main obstacle. The initial obstacle for anyone to approach a pure devotee is pride, actually, because ignorance is not an obstacle. And just pride, being proud of something, is an obstacle. Even like last anger is also, greed is also not an obstacle. Only pride is the main thing. Like because pride will, what it does is it causes some kind of intoxication, and because of intoxication you don't listen to anyone. We think that I am the master, I am the controller, I don't need to hear from anyone. So we miss out on hearing from sadhus. So pride is the main obstacle. Lust, anger, greed are not really. They come later on as a part of purification process to advance, but pride is a very important thing. We should never be puffed up. Everything belongs to Krishna, and we are taking just loan from him, and everything is temporary. So we should be humble, and in this way we need to approach Srimad Bhagavatam and Vaishnavas and deity form of Krishna. So in that way, we will get benefit. So I want to stop here. If anybody have any questions or they want to add something, Ujjwala Mataji, you want to add something that you can think of, or anybody wants to say something? Any questions?
Yes, Prabhu, actually, what I'm thinking of is regarding the japa chanting.
Yeah.
I was looking for a reference point, and Srila Prabhupada's quote said, there was a question by a disciple of Srila Prabhupada regarding Prabhupada, we don't think we have the quality, but we are chanting 16 rounds. So do you think we have to cut down on the rounds so we can get to the quality? That was the question. And Srila Prabhupada's answer was, what do you think of yourself? Are you pure devotees? If you have taste, you will not be like this. Just go on chanting 16 rounds, the taste will come. So that was the quote and the direction. And I was looking to see the Shastra of why Srila Prabhupada has instructed like that. Then in Srimad Bhagavatam, in the stages of bhakti, first is Sushrusha Shraddhanasya, right? Association of the pure devotee. That's where we get the taste for the Harikatha. And after that, Guru Padashraya. And after that comes, Kamalobhadayaschaye Chetayete Ranavitam Stitam Sattve Prasidati. So when we are getting, as the anarthas are slowly calming down, then we get to the senses. And then that's when the taste slowly starts increasing, because the container of the mind is slowly getting rid of the dirt of ignorance and passion. Stitam sadhve prasidati. So at that point, when the container does not have too much of dirt of ignorance and passion, then the empty, so-called empty container is now filled with Stitam Sattve Prasidati, and that's when the Nishta and Ruchi starts with the taste in the taste for the holy name. Until then, as long as we are committing the aparadhas somehow or other, the anarthas are blocking. And of course, the taste will not be there because of the waves of ignorance and passion that has filled us. So that was the reasoning why Srila Prabhupada, in a simplified way, instructed his disciple to go on with 16 rounds regularly, and the taste will come. Are you a pure devotee to get the taste? That was the question back to the disciple.
Yeah. So, okay, maybe. So my point was the quality. It doesn't mean like taste, not ruchi. So what I was saying is, the quality means when we actually focus on something, even on any particular thing, irrespective of what the task may be, when you put a quality effort without any distraction, so you automatically tend to increase rounds. Actually 16 round is fixed, but you can go beyond
that's the point, Prabhu. I think that's the catch 25. As long as 16 rounds is fixed, because the first thing is for the mind to get to, from the ignorance and passion, to get to the mode of goodness in terms of regularity, because regularity is in the mode of goodness, and that is the easy one to establish of all the features of mode of goodness. Attention is a little more difficult one, but regularity, somehow getting the mind to chant 16 rounds, that is the first one. And yes, of course, after that 16 rounds is fixed, as you said, then stay on the 16 rounds. We don't have to jump to 18, 32, 64. Work on the 16 rounds to bring the mind to the moment, which is mode of goodness again, so we can focus on the Harinam. Is it what you're saying, Prabhu? After fixing the 16 rounds?
Yeah. So that is the 16 rounds standard.
Yes.
Like say, like someone who is very new to Krishna consciousness, they may not chant 16 rounds from day one itself.
The gradual step up you are saying, right?
It's gradual. So what happened, the quality should be there. So I'm not talking about the taste, because that is different topic. The quality is basically, when you do yoga or meditation, you do pranayama. So that kind of focus, that kind of quality I'm talking about.
So before coming to 16 rounds, yes, one would take their own natural flow of slowly coming up to 16 rounds. Yeah, that's right. And after 16 rounds is...
because once you're initiated, you take a vow for 16 rounds minimum. So from then onwards, it doesn't matter whether it's a quality or no quality or no ruchi, you are bound to the vow to chant 16 rounds. Okay, that is there, and that becomes part of life. But to go beyond 16 rounds, even after that, the quality is required. The focus is
beyond
required.
16, yes, definitely.
So in very initial stages also you need it. Beyond 16 also you need it. But 16 is our promise to our Guru Parampara. So that is not based on any quality or ruchi, but that is a standard. But if you take from our quality perspective, it will be very encouraging, because that gives us progressive advancement. Even there's something to look forward when you get that, when you actually relish chanting, with the quality, you actually look forward for next day's chanting. It's not like we gave a promise and we have to chant.
Right. True, Prabhu. I think once we are committed to the process and 16 rounds, then we automatically kind of think, okay, now that I'm committed, where is the progress? Let me put a little effort in there. Let me find out what's the right way of doing it. Then know more about the glories of holy name, and then see what can be done to do the service properly. Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, and everyone else too. If you want to please go ahead. We have 2 more minutes.
Anybody have any questions? Prabhuji, Mataji?
Mhm.
Thank you, Prabhu. I also had the same question about quality and quantity about the japa, but I think Mataji was spot on. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I had to get myself clear about that specific point, Prabhu. Even before I asked anybody to chant, I had to get that thing clear to myself and have a shastric understanding of why that instruction was given. So that was an important point for me in specific.
Yeah, this question comes very often to the mind every now and then. So
Right. And in the initial stages, until we get to 16 rounds, one would take their own, every Ekadasi or so. However, they can gradually come up to 16 rounds is not a rush. Not a rush. And by that time, the regularity has been established, and the mind is a part of the mind is established in goodness in terms of regularity. Then they would be. It is clear that they will be able to keep the commitment of 16 rounds every day, since they have trained the mind over a period of time for 1 year. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you. Thank you, Adidev Prabhu, and thank you to you all. Yeah.
So we will
Pause
pause.
here?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, Prabhu. Shri Harinam Prabhu ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Samaveta Bhagavatam.
Ki jai.
Thank you, Adidev Prabhu.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.